Hey guys, this is Rolando from Marna's Catering, and I want to teach you guys how to make a perfect homemade roast beef. You can have it at home, it will last you a week. You can slice it, you can make sandwiches, you can take them to work, you can have them at home, have a nice healthy homemade meal. And what I have here is it's a bottom round. I buy it usually with the layer of fat because you can slice it crisscross like this. You know, make sure you have it on the top because as it cooks, some of that fat will start to caramelize. And what you want is that fat to drip into the beef so you'll have a nice, flavorful, juicy roast beef. So what I have here, just a regular pan. Make sure when you cook it that you have a nice dripping pan like this so it's not sitting right on the pan. Otherwise you start to boil the beef, which will have no much color. What I added on the top of this beef, I just added some sweet soy sauce, which is more of a Japanese style soy sauce, which will be somewhat thicker, not as salty as the soy sauce. I have some regular Worcestershire sauce, and I have some Lizano sauce, which is just a Costa Rican sauce. It's almost like a steak sauce. If you can't find this, you can just use a regular steak sauce, not really salty. Also, I have some regular salt, some Italian seasonings, some Montreal steak seasonings, some black pepper, garlic powder, and I have a regular mix of mirepoix, which is just carrots, celery, garlic, and onions. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add all those aromatics into the pan, just like so. And then I'm going to add the garlic, you know, the carrots, and everything else into the pan, because we're not going to actually eat them when they're done. But what we're going to do is, usually it's what they call aromatics, because we're going to seal this with some foil. And as it cooks, all those ingredients are going to start to release their beautiful smells. And some of those are going to penetrate onto the beef, which just add more flavor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some kosher salt. We can just sprinkle all of that salt on the top. Don't go too heavy on it. We can always add more as you go. So I would say add about 2 tablespoons of salt on top of the beef. And again, make sure you crisscross the fat. You cut it like this because we want all those ingredients to penetrate. We're going to add some of this Italian seasoning, just like so. Just make sure, don't be shy. I like to add tons of spices. That's why I get those high profile notes of flavorfuls into my food, because I like to add more flavors. I think you find yourself being so much shy, thinking it's going to be too salty, too overpowerful. If you add in simple ingredients such as, Italian seasoning or other herbs like those, they would just only add more flavor. So we had a Montreal steak seasoning here. We're going to cover it up. And lastly, we're going to add some black pepper. Now, I get a lot of my ingredients from Costa Rica, so I find some of these just little packs you can find at the store. This is from Costa Rica, but you can also find them here, and it's just more like a beef stock in a powder form. So I add some of that on top of the beef right there, and I usually add about 2 packs. So just make sure that you find some of those like Target, Walmart, really anywhere. And then what I'm going to do here, add some olive oil. So it's going to help us make the rubbing part a little easier. So this is the part where we get our hands dirty. So we're going to start rubbing these all on the side of the beef. We're going to go everywhere. Make sure we get it everywhere. Now, like I said, onto the top, most of the flavor is going to concentrate. And then that part, once we're getting done to the cook, once it's really almost done, we're gonna crank up that broil. We're gonna give it a nice, beautiful char on there. It's gonna be a beautiful roast beef. It's gonna be delicious, and you guys are gonna enjoy it if you guys try this out at home. And it really is simple. You pay $15 for this chunk of beef, and you can get tons of deli meat. Where you can only, get about a pound or so at the store, and you're paying $7-8 for a good quality roast beef. So that way we just keep it like this. So what I'm going to do is, now we have it ready to go here, and what I'll do is add just a little bit of water. We want to make sure that it's still some steam that's go in the inside, so we're not cooking it too fast. Will become too dry then. We're going to cover it up with some of that foil. We're going to throw it in the oven. We want to cook some of these like this, about 270 to 300 degrees. It depends on your oven. I have 295. It's a regular standard oven. If you have a conventional oven at home, you can do about 275. We usually cook things a lot faster. And we like to have these once it's done and ready to go. My preference is somewhat medium rare to medium, and that'll be about 125 to 145. Don't go much farther. You know, once you take it out, it will still continue to cook. So make sure you have a thermometer handy. You're, once in a while checking the temperature in there, that you don't go past 145, because it will ultimately would start cooking to like 150 or so. And if you go too far, you will have a dry piece of beef. Let it cool down for about 2 hours before you slice it. And then if you like to keep it in the fridge, you can use that for, like I said, sandwiches or anything like that. So, but it's just a great way to make a beautiful roast beef right at your home. And it would take, 5 hours or so. And you have a lot of fun doing it. So to check more details about how to cook different ingredients and different recipes, check my website. You can go to www.marnascatering.com and you can see more ideas. Share your ideas if you try it. Post your pictures. I'll be happy to see how it turns out for you. Enjoy your day. Thank you.